How much you can take on instead of how well you handle it, and that applies right now.
Stand still.
No.
You do not have the luxury of not hearing this.
God, are you going to make me literally run from bad news?
The board has these...
Alright, next up is How Do You Know? And this is the latest from James L. Brooks, whose films gets to the heart and soul of his core, I guess you could say, of his characters, and lets them tell a story to move it along. His last directorial effort was 2004's Spanglish, which was a film that did those very things. He's also done some terrific films such as Terms of Endearment, Broadcast News, and As Good As It Gets, which have all left impact on me anyway, as a viewer. I was expecting the same from How Do You Know, and why not? It stars 4 terrific actors in the main roles, all of which I've been a fan of on several occasions. And Brooks is behind a lens. How can we lose? The film stars Reese Witherspoon as Lisa, a young and down-to-earth pro softball player who feels her life has peaked at such a young age. Owen Wilson plays Maddie, a pro baseball player who isn't the most likable kind of guy, and is a bit of an effortless worm, but his character is drawn from the cloth of being completely clueless in his relationship. Then there's George, played by Paul Rudd, who it seems a bit timid at times of the world around him, but seems to be fine with who he is from a personality standpoint, but is about to go down for a corporate hoopla that which he really isn't guilty of. Jack Nicholson is his dad, who runs the corporate company which the hoopla is taking place. Now Lisa and Maddie are in a bad pattern, a reluctance of commitment, if you will, yada 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 yada. And of course, you know, things just get pretty bad, but George stumbles upon Lisa at the worst possible time of his life, finding a silver lining in the ever-hovering dark cloud. Now, she is caught in the middle, giving the new guy a chance and trying to get past the old one, while both men must overcome their own obstacles. Like I said earlier in this review, how can we lose? Quite simply, the film at times just seems out of its element, unaware of what it's trying to accomplish. Brooks looks as if he's lost his touch a bit, and he looks as if he's kind of out of it, like he just hasn't kept up with anything really. Like, I guess he's just out of touch is more what I'm trying to say. He doesn't let his characters fully take control of the story like they should, like he always used to. I don't know why. Maybe he's just getting more reluctant with the ever-growing aspect of making films for a quick buck. The problem is not within its characters, though, either way. Wilson is the most entertaining he's been in years as Maddie, whose idiotic uncertainty is really just, you know, played as someone who really just does not know what the heck he's doing. He's not your typical dumb bozo, he's just clueless. Rudd plays likable and funny characters all the time with slight deadpan humor while cracking a smirk sometimes and telling a joke with comedic and simple ease. That's why he always reminds me of Steve Martin. I love Reese Witherspoon since I saw her in Fear with Mark Wahlberg almost 15 years ago, and I just think that she really has the kind of talent and likability that can make any movie just flow along with in its pleasantries. But it just seems to me that Brooks just did not give his characters, he just doesn't have enough faith in them to really carry the story along. And Jack Nicholson here is actually this is bold, the least interesting of all the 4 characters. I did not enjoy him one bit. It's not entirely his fault, I really can't dump all the blame in his lap. It's a thankless role the way it was written. And he's the one character that really just doesn't, you know, resound well within the film. And Bill Murray was originally supposed to take the role, but I don't even think he could have saved it with his kind of deadpan likability, and I can see why he turned it down and backed out. Despite the lack of direction, the 3 stars overcome, the three Rudd, Witherspoon, and Wilson all overcome what really was really just a weak direction. And it's also, I gotta say, I got enjoy seeing mark-linn Baker on the big screen. Of course, some of you remember him as Cousin Larry on Perfect Strangers, the hit TV show from the late 80s and early 90s. The stars do the best to shine here, so on that basis, I am going to mildly recommend it, because they do play likable characters and enjoyable characters, so I give How Do You Know a very marginal 3 stars out of 5.